rewrites, which is basically us kind of recasting and replacing and all that kind of stuff, because we like to think we can do it better.
Yeah, and it's just kind of
we're
interesting.
Smart asses.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we think we know everything,
especially with films,
and we think we know better than everyone.
and
that's why we're going to tell these directors they put the wrong people in their film.
We're going to at them on Twitter.
Oh no!
Like, you know what?
I'm starting a war. I'm going right after. I don't even know who directed Extraction, but that's their fault.
Exactly. Right. Okay. So speaking of Hugh Jackman, that would have been a good segue.
Okay. Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, I feel like he'd absolutely tear wherever they were in. Where were they? India.
Yeah. No. I can't remember where either. We watched it like a week ago, and we're both just blanking in a big way.
It could have been a month ago, to be fair.
Oh yeah, there's no track of time. We promised we watched it though.
Yeah, no, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about specific stuff that was in the film. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm struggling to remember. Was it like Libya or something? No, wait, now I'm thinking about 13 hours in Benghazi. Anyway, whatever. It was somewhere in the Middle East. Some stuff happened. He was trying not to die.
But Wolverine, you dropped that son of a and he's killing
true.
Everyone. That kid's getting out untouched.
Also, think about X-Men First Class. Like, that's already in his kind of origin story, isn't it? Like, that him and his brother worked for the military.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that fits in very well, Wolverine. I like that.
Plus, I'd love to see, like, some sort... Because we were talking about long shots as well. I'd love to see a genuine long shot of him just tearing through everyone in that
interesting.
city.
That'd be funny.
Like, running through walls, grabbing the kid whilst also slashing everyone as he's running past. Mm-hmm. I think the film would be over in 20 minutes, and I think it'd be great.
It would be better if it was over in 20 minutes, I'll give you that. The only thing that we've
that's not right run time.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. The only point I would make, and we've never made this point before, but I've just considered it now, is that with Wolverine and Logan, the film, I think that had such a good, honestly, like one of the best ever bows wrapped on a character ever, that I would be livid if he came back in any respect. Like, I just think
as Hugh Jackman or as a different iteration.
I suppose as
because it's happening.
He's coming back in as Wolverine.
No, he's not. Like
film.
Wolverine, the character will be back in the Marvel films.
Like I was going to say, that's just that universe being trash people who just do anything to make money. Like, it's not going to be good.
You leave it.
I'm not happy about it. They should, like, honestly, when you do such a good ending for something like that, like, it's so hard to like really stick a landing on a character, especially one that people have known for as long as Wolverine. And Logan just did such a good job that I was just like, nothing's a better sign to just leave him buried. Yeah.
Then again, I obviously I'm a fan of Marvel. Marvel and the different iterations that it has on its characters and stuff. But also, like, just in terms of that specific version of Wolverine, he only had 2 good films, really, and Logan was one of them.
Yeah, I think it's more that Jackman was so iconic as Wolverine. Like, it's one of the first real tie-ins between, like, an actor and a comic book character, like, kind of the Tony Stark.
First, I think.
Yeah, that really
it was
became
out before Spider-Man.
Yeah, that became that, like, entrenched into kind of just the culture that, you picture Hugh Jackman, you picture and all that kind of shit. Some longer sideburns. Oh, yeah. All that kind of stuff.
The hair. But yeah, Wolverine would be my first pick.
Okay. My first pick I'm going to give you, it's a film I've talked about loads to you, and I think it's clear that I'm just, like, gradually trying to, like, passive-aggressively make you watch it.
Sorry.
But it's a film called The Guest. It's a film I've talked to you about. Basically, I've kind of got to get a little bit into the concept behind the film, but without being spoilery. It's to do with something to do with, like, the kind of engineered super soldier type conceit where the government's kind of making these kind of engineering these soldiers to be ridiculous. Basically, it's one of those broken loose, and he goes to his ex buddy at war, like his family's house. So I just think that the way that film's shot, the way it deals with all the kind of action and the violent scenes is really, really cool, and like it's a lot to do with the kind of music and just a kind of real sense of, like, kind of smoke and vibe and location. So I just think if that film's action, like, setups had been done in Extraction, it just would have been much more of a, like, kind of a really cool spectacle with the use of the music and the locations being more interesting. And then I like the whole super soldier breaking free from the military, going for his own justice type concept. So I just think that would have just made this film more interesting, and also more justifiable that he's not dead within 10 minutes because he's got an entire city trying to kill him.
See, that's interesting, because I thought you'd try and steer away from, like, I suppose he's not this archetypal of character, but a superhero in a sense.
I think it's more that, well, he isn't a superhero. He's kind of a villain. He's kind of lost he's a little bit of a monster. Like, you can tell he's lost.
Has he got superpowers, though?
No, it's
okay.
it's more like, well, it's not superpowers. It's like he was already a very good soldier, and they've taken away things that would interfere with that make him kind of human.
Okay.
And then he's obviously enhanced in some ways, but it's not like, he's not jumping up to third floor buildings and stuff. He's just running a long time and very good at shooting. But, that's just a soldier. So I just like the idea of kind of meshing those two concepts together.
Okay.
And, people watch The Guest. Like, it's really cool. It's kind of, like I was saying, one of those... What the fuck is
I
staring
haven't
at the wrong
watched it,
thing. No, I know. I'll get Matt to watch it. I should recommend it for this episode. Really,
I'll come around this week and watch it.
But yeah, exactly. But that's like, again, I just think that's a much more kind of interesting film, and stylistically, the meshing of those kind of, it's more of a kind of Route One way it's visualized in this film, and just having a little bit more messing around with light and shadows and like smoke and stuff like that could have just made it look way cooler.
Okay.
It's a little bit like a kind of Wick thing that they do, but not quite as obvious.
Bit more like Mandy.
Yeah, well, not at all. We're not talking about that film. What a waste of everyone's time that was.
Yeah.
We need to do, like, again, another 6-hour episode is going to be our, like the Community episode. Is Nicolas Cage good? We're both going to gradually lose our shit.
Oh, we should do that. We should just
watch everything.
Nothing to do with this. We should sit down and just have this topic that we need to come up with an answer with by the end of it, and we don't stop.
We can't leave.
We don't stop recording
Can't eat.
until
we've got an answer. Because there's certain stuff we'd never agree on too. Like, again, a lot of that kind of bigger cultural stuff to do with cinema, like me and you and the kind of Marvel v independent cinema thing, that got, like, if we had one of those kind of discussions, we'd never leave. We'd both just die of starvation. But I imagine it'd be great entertainment. So
for us,
we'll put it on the
everyone else
line.
would hate it.
Everyone else would hate it, but yeah. Right, go on then. Give me
Speaking
your
of
number
sorry.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
nothing to do.
I was gonna say, what's the
I
second?
was just hyped.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine you're a kid all alone, and you need every sort of protection that you can in this situation. Who do you
I'm
want by
leaning
your
forward.
side?
I'm leaning forward.
Harry Potter.
Oh my god! Wow, it's a crazy time to bring up Harry Potter 2 with J.K. Rowling just putting a foot in it again. But we don't have to get into that.
I heard something about it.
She's an idiot.
Yeah.
She just, no one needed her to say anything, and she was just like, you know what? I'm going to be transphobic.
I'm
going
gonna say it. I'm gonna say the bad thing.
Yeah, just unnecessary. But no, Harry Potter. Tell me why.
Yeah, I'm thinking more from the last film, kind of always on the run sort of thing. So I feel like
Guerrilla power.
Actually, if anything, Hermione Granger.
Oh, that would be better. To be
That'd
fair.
be better because she'd be a lot better than Harry Potter.
Well, which one do you pick, Harry or Hermione?
Probably Hermione because she's better.
She is better.
She's much better.
Also. Yeah, but anyway.
Anytime, any place. Anyway, yeah, she'd be able to kind of protect them. She can go invisible. She can pretty much do what she wants.
That's true. I forgot about the cloak. Hermione's a good pick.
Plus,
she's also
I'd
very
love
moral,
to see the
kind of-
contrast things because it's obviously you always see magic versus magic, so it's like imagine magic versus Muggle stuff.
I think
and,
I was going to say,
weapons
and it's
guns.
really,
It's
I think,
how would you tactically do that as a wizard or a witch? So it's just an interesting combination of the two things.
picking Hermione's a really good deal there as well, especially with her background, with the fact that she had both Muggle parents, and she's obviously kind of the moral and ethical kind of yardstick during the series. So then throwing her into the normal world and being like, look, you've got to survive. You can do magic, but how much do you do magic in order to do so? Does she let any civilians see? Because she has to.
I know the easiest answer for that.
What?
You just use the Polyjuice potion.
I know, but this is the problem. With all of these
then there's
magic
no
chat
film.
things is, yeah. I was going to say they've all got these Deus Ex things where you've just got to ignore them because it's like, why didn't Harry fix his eyesight?
That's the
First thing I would have done. Contacts and glasses every day. I'd be like stare. I'd be like, actually, I don't want to get into why, but yeah. My next person. Just least smooth segue there. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to decide which pick I'm going to do next. I'll do my semi-serious one, and I'll save my jokey one for the last.
Okay, because yeah.
So my semi-serious one is Rama from The Raid, who, again, I'm not sure if you've seen these films. The Raid's
No, I
basically
still need
Dread.
to see them, but is he the main character?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a
So I know what he's about.
very advanced martial arts, an Indonesian guy. They get trapped inside a building, and he's got to fight and shoot his way out, even though the building's entirely owned by this gang. But basically, when I was talking before about my kind of universe where the government wouldn't use Americans, they'd use people from other nationalities to be more deniable in these operations. Like, this is kind of where I was thinking about this crossing it over. where the US government's using like, Thai and Indonesian criminals and kingpins and stuff to do dirty operations. And then, you've got Rama fighting with the villains of the actual area, but they have to work side by side for the government to do these things because the US government has kind of blackmailed them or whatever, and then they go back to their town and they're back to being villains and none of their crew knows and all of it. But I just think that makes it kind of much more of an interesting kind of universe. That's the way I would kind of franchise it, would be having these kind of, have it be set simultaneously in like a kind of Thai underworld type thing, and also just the most kind of hectic war zones in the world where the US government's like, right, we're fucked. We need some tiny little shifty Thai guys to go in and just everyone. So Rama from the Raid in this film universe with some kind of oversight powers, and I imagine he could kind of call home. He's got to connect. He's got that kind of Barbara Gordon voice on the phone, who's some American. Be getting some cultural stuff about them kind of moving towards each other and learning, and it's like, oh, there's a film.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my second version of this kind of film with Rama from the Raid.
I like that. Yeah. Also, I think I need to fully appreciate that pick by watching The Raid.
Yeah.
But I appreciate where you're going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my last pick.
Last pick.
You're going to hate this.
Okay.
I've got to try and think of a good one.
I'm trying to think of what you think I'm going to hate.
What do you think it's going to be? It's not anything superhero.
Okay. For Extraction, I honestly don't know what you can do.
Okay, so
I'm a little scared.
There's one character where they always have to go behind enemy lines. Either, and they don't fit into
Rambo.
that world. No.
Okay, that would have been...
They don't fit into that world. They've always got to be adapting to whatever challenges comes their way. They're always outpowered, outnumbered, out whatever, but they always succeed. And that's Woody from Toy Story.
Oh my god.
So if he can find, or maybe even Buzz from the second film, but like he...
I thought I'd taken the most liberties with this game, but I've just been blown out the water.
I wanted this to be different.
No, go for it.
Maybe even Woody or Buzz.
Does Woody murder in this universe? Does Woody does he have because I'm just imagining him with like a tiny little lasso and like tripping people and then just stabbing him 85 times because he's so tiny? Or is he human-sized?
Well, that's the thing. I imagined a terrifying version of him that's like 6'5", taking on all these. But imagine the kind of things that he could do. Like he uses his lasso to kind of get and crank him in. I'm thinking like a John Wick version of Woody.
It's like sick Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's in the hat to decapitate people.
Like Peaky Blinders, they've got like razors in the hat. Like Indiana Jones has just got like a razor-lined hat and he just like boomerangs it at people. There's
much money. There's a bazooka in my boot.
So much money. God, that'd be good.
I know, and he'd always be like optimistic about it and stuff. And
do you know, like he's
always just terrified, so he's like,
he's got the boots with the little stars.
Yeah,
they're definitely throwing knives. Throwing stars.
Yeah,
Shriek,
and they always replenish.
Yeah, they just reappear because he's a toy. It's magic.
Exactly,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I did hate it, but it's a good idea.
What else would he do? I'm trying to think what else he would actually do.
Well, he's also got a good, loyal squad behind him, and they've all got different abilities. You need to save some money. You've got the piggy bank. you need
to do stealth stuff. You get the potato.
Yeah, you need to phone into work and pretend you're sick. You've got Wheezy.
you've got all the army guys. So you've got an army with you.
Yeah,
there's no stopping him.
You got Buzz if you need to, break through the atmosphere. He can go to space, right?
He can go to infinity and beyond.
He goes to infinity and beyond, exactly. My last pick's a little bit kind of out there as well. Not anywhere near the same degree.
Okay.
That is. My last pick is Shaun from Shaun of the Dead. Because basically I wanted to go with the angle of just the everyday, like Shaun might be the best everyman in cinema. Like he's just a dude.
Now there's
I know.
Write that down.
And if he just woke up, if he just woke up, that just occurred to me.
Yeah.
If he just woke up, he's in that situation. What he does during the film is he kind of develops as a person, but also he builds a team. He learns to work with people who he doesn't get on with clearly, like David. He's clearly kind of got the leader mentality, but just generally, I think what he does well in that film is think on his feet, kind of deal with real emotional. Just his mom dies in the middle, and he just has to pull I said, just go on. His best mate dies. Like everything emotional that could have gone bad almost does in that film, and Shaun just keeps pulling himself together. And then
there's the tragic backstory within the film.
I know.
Oh yeah. Wait. So how would you do it? Would you put Shaun in Mumbai, I'm going to say. It
Well,
could be
I would say
somewhere else in there.
maybe it becomes a bit like The Hangover then, where he just wakes up there and he's just got a deal. But that was how I pictured it, was just floating fish out the water. Like Sean wakes up, he's just like,
Oh,
what
wait,
the
hang on, I've got the thing for this already. So we put Chris Hemsworth's character in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all that bit, and the first shot that happens, Chris Hemsworth dies. And he falls over into Sean. Sean's like, what the fuck?
just drops like the like whatever the intelligence is or whatever, and it just says on the front like get to US Embassy, and Sean just like, huh? Oh,
He
okay.
downs his pint, he's like, come on,
Let's
kid.
go, lads. We're off.
Oh, what a film.
Yeah, that would be good shit. Also, just I think the kind of Englishmen abroad being, the kind of what our reputation is like as tourists and
His
stuff like
biggest
that.
enemy is the sun.
Yeah, exactly, and just being obnoxious at like a bar, just like singing like 4 lines at 1 a.m. and shit. Like I just think we could really take the piss a lot as well with those kind of cliches. But yeah, the Shaun from Shaun of the Dead in Extraction. He's going to have to just work all this shit out. To be fair, a lot of Extraction as well. He's not even that, like... It's not like it's organised super soldiering. He's just reacting to chaos. So Sean can react to chaos just as well as the Hemsworth.
Though
He's
I
just
must
rolling
admit,
out
I'd
windows
prefer
and
to
shit.
have Nicholas Angel as a
Well, I
Simon
thought
Pegg
about that,
character.
but then I was like...
Oh, your film would be more fun.
I
Don't get me wrong.
think Sean
Yeah.
Torre, yeah. And also, I feel like I've used Nicholas Angel. I'm trying to like resist because I thought about Scott Pilgrim first. As soon as we talked about this idea, I said Scott Pilgrim because we both
Yeah.
had first names, and you were like, "Oh, that's good." But then I was like, I can't just do an Edgar Wright thing every week because we've mentioned
can,
Nicolas Cage
yeah.
every week.
Also, we want
Yeah.
to get
That's our goal. Is we just
Edgar
want
Wright.
Edgar Wright to know.
Yeah, we want to interview him.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
We've talked about this. We want to interview.
That's
so
the goal.
We'll
when the
mention
world
him
opens.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll cut together like a trailer then.
Yeah.
Of like us talking about Edgar Wright over weeks, and either he'll get like an injunction, or he'll be like, "Oh, bless these kids.
Yeah.
Let's give him an interview."
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And also, can we be in your next film?
Yeah, exactly. That's
I'll
true.
do whatever.
I'll do whatever. I'll do more. I'll
do-
I'll do stunts. I'll fall out of windows. Whatever it takes, dude. I don't give.